Alright, so I'm gonna try my best to go in very detail breakdown of the loop blitz defense, how you can beat it, and why I run it every single time, and why people complain, why do I run the loop blitz over and over. Guys, I run the loop blitz not because supposedly a lot of people say it's a glitch blitz, it's an nano blitz. It's not. It's so simple to beat, it's very easy to beat, but a lot of people just don't make simple basic adjustments. And plus, people don't run the loop blitz like I do. I don't even copy anybody else that ends up showcasing it. Like I said, there's a lot of football knowledge that I take into consideration on what I do in my matches and how I go about my matches and what I do based off adjustments and things of that sort. That's why I say a lot of people can't copy what I do because I'm basically adjusting to what a lot of people end up doing. And like I said before in my previous videos, a lot of people like to copy and paste and they don't have any football knowledge. They think that they can just copy somebody else's scheme of what they do and they think that their game is going to be so much more better. That's not the case. So, I'm going to show you guys my second match starting off a brand new season. Now, this guy frustrated the hell out of me because later on the video or the match, he ends up cutting on his mic and saying, "Oh, all you doing is sitting in one glitch blitz defense and nano blitz defense, the YouTube blitz defense." No, come on now. And I broke down some things of what he needed to do a basic stop, and you guys are going to see that in today's video. As well, breaking down my opponent, he was saying, "Oh, that's not what defense I'm running. I'm disguising it as a cover three, la da 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 da, all that BS." Like, bruh, I can see it pre-snap. I can see what basically you're doing. And when I run my offense, I'm looking at my first read based off your defender. What he does is going to tell me what defense you're in. Like, guys, I have so much knowledge and experience. These things became easier over the years. Just to let you guys know, my defense was the worst back then. I practiced and labbed so much over the years, took football knowledge into consideration, and my defense became better. So, enough speaking. Let's get right into that. I just wanted to get that out there before this match starts. Now, my opponent, right off rip, man coverage. Had him press, he backs him off. Because the formation I'm in, I can tell if you're in man coverage or not. Now, of course, during pre-snap, he's going to move a lot of people. Usually in man coverage, 2-man under, the middle is wide open or anything underneath or double route moves is money every time. Now, of course, right here, he's going to end up having pretty much one rusher, gets on D-line to user, and just be dependent on one guy to rush. Now, reason why is he's probably a Madden player. A lot of Madden players do this. Because Madden's so broken, one guy can just easily block shed a double team block and get through with ease. So I'm guessing that's why he plays the way he plays in this match. But you guys see, the middle is going to get open if he doesn't user that middle, which is a deep end route. I then turned that into a deep post corner, but the initial play was to go to R1, which was a double out route move, but because he shaded outside, he was covered. So that blew my whole read away, but though I have time, I redirected him upfield, and of course I overthrew this. I should have threw a bullet pass, and I threw a pick. So I start off bad, right? But right off bat, pretty much a lot of people would do the same thing throughout the entire match. That's why a lot of people don't really have skills anymore. Now, of course, his first offensive drive was pretty decent. He was running RPO. Now, right here, I was just stuck in the scripted animation because when RPOs is ran and you're like a read on a receiver route, of course, you get sucked in. You have no control. Now, I did man up the tight end. That's why you see my linebacker pursuing him by the time he throws it. But with the RPOs, right off the bat tells me what kind of player he is. He likes to throw a lot of short passes. That's another thing. When you find out the first plays or so how your opponent runs, it's going to automatically tell you what he's comfortable with. Now right here, he's going to throw a short pass once again. Now, of course, like I said, I'm running loop blitz every single play just because for the sole fact 100% I'm telling you, 100% of players do not make any blocking adjustments. We have these features of ID in the mic, slide protection, blocking the running back. Nobody does that. People will complain because you have a stunt blitz, basically, which is a realistic thing. If you're not blocking them back, if you're not making the right adjustments, you're not going to pick up the free person coming in. That is simple football IQ knowledge. And a lot of people just pick plays and assume that they're going to have a lot of time in the pocket when they're sending five wide every single time. Imagine if Madden and college football implemented the actual stunt blitzes from defensive linemen. It would be horrible for people to compete in. So you look back at All Pro Football 2K8, for example, they actually had that where you have like um, over blitzes like between the lineman, D tackle looping over the other D tackle, and so forth. They actually had that in All Pro Football 2K8, which was effective. But once again, a lot of people never played All Pro Football 2K. Anyways, back to this play. So he's going to throw a short route, pass route to the left. Had a guy in right, the perfect coverage basically. But of course, he gets it, gets down to the red zone, ends up scoring. Fine with that. Now, this is where it gets to the crazy part. Like I said, later on in the match, my opponent cuts on his mic and was complaining this and that and saying that I'm not reading his defense. That's not even the defense I'm running. I'm disguising cover three. I'm like, bro, come on now. I see it right off bat. I see it during the play. So he backs him off. He shades underneath. How can I tell what shade he is? Now, even during the pre-snap, you guys will see from time to time the DBs with chef left or to the right. That tells you right off bat if they're shading outside or inside with man coverage. But to tell if they're playing underneath, shaded underneath, you see it right off rip. Look how my slot receiver against the slot DB plays. The slot DB comes down underneath, right? That's playing underneath shaded coverage. So he's still in two man. He puts a QB spy, uses the lineman to cover anything in the middle. I do a deep post route because that's how you get free down the middle of the field plays, wide open. Like this is basic. So he's trying to disguise it right here, and it's still showcasing the same thing. Like you guys can see it right off bat. You can tell during the pre-snap where they come out. Look, that's automatically man coverage. I go into a different formation, but the same look concept. And what I want to do was throw it down the middle because he was shading underneath, and you guys see right off the bat, my slot receiver X gets bypassed the defender. And of course, he's going to try to lurk the middle of the field. But he has a slow guy, he switches off. And look, wide open in the middle of the field. Now, underthrew this, almost a pick, but I get there just in time to make a catch and a touchdown pass. So, back on defense. What is he doing? Throwing short passes and having 5 wide receivers going out. So we knocked the ball there. Once again, the loop blitz. How it works is because the D tackle occupies a 2 initial center and guard concept. Linebacker would delay loop over that to get bypass. That is how this concept's ran. And people say it's a glitch play. Literally, if you're running 5 wide, all you gotta do is slide protect and ID the mic that's blitzing. That is the best way to block it if you're doing 5 wide. Now I'm going to showcase later on where I cut my mic on and tell the guy what he has to do to pick up the blitz. And easily he's going to pick it up. You guys are going to see it. But because the pressure's happening, he's forced to throw quick passes, and that's why the results of the game is happening the way it is. Throws another short quick pass to pick up the first down. It is what it is. I should have user picked that. So right here, once again, 5 wide. Not even delay blocking the running back to chip block. This is another thing that I probably covered in another video about ESG. There's a lot of times where we have to communicate with the running back position to tell him to chip block because the defense is sending pressure. So that's another key thing to look out for. Like I said, team communication, ESG. This is the type of stuff that is literally going to be a game changer and the game difference to adapt to when you guys start to play ESG. But aside from that, he throws he tries to throw to the guy I'm covering, right? So that would have been picked off. What does he do? He ends up doing a no huddle. And this is user mistake fault. This is when users play terrible. So he does the same exact play, and who's he going to go to? The guy I'm literally covering because he assumed that he was going to be open. There's a lot of times where you have these type of players that make these user mistakes. And that's 99% of the time. And people complain, oh, you're doing this, you're doing that. Bro, most of your mistakes is done by you. So right here, he ends up run committing for some odd reason because I haven't ran the ball. I don't know why he's run committing. So because of that, threw a quick pass, almost threw a pick. I underthrew this badly, but I was able to get it there for a touchdown pass. Then back on defense, still doing the same thing. He's running short routes. So you guys see the short route concepts and double drag routes, a 10-yard hitch, a wheel route by the running back. I mean, it's not that difficult to cover short routes. And of course, he has 5 wide going out. And boom, we have a guy right there in coverage. Again, he does the same exact play. Double drag routes, the 10-yard hitch, wheel route by the running back. This is another thing. A lot of people do the same exact things thinking that, oh, it's going to work again. This is why I make adjustments the way I do, because people pretty much do the same thing now. His receiver initially catches this, and then it tips to the hitch route player who catches it, and then I was able to knock the ball loose. Kind of weird. Right here, he was literally in a 5 wide formation just running basic 4 verticals. What happens? He doesn't make any adjustments, and this is why I do loop blitz every single time, because it's the most effective stunt blitz to get pressure. Now, there's times where I can literally sit in a nickel cover 3 cloud over and just get 4-man pressure. It doesn't matter how you get it, but this, because a lot of people literally does not make any adjustments to blitzing concepts, it makes it tough for people. So he tried to through the slot streak, which I put a hook zone just in case, for purposes like that, disrupted the pass, break out a sack throw, can get easy interceptions. But I get the ball right back. Once again, he's in 2-man under. When he complained about he's disguising, he doesn't even run 2-man defense. Like, really, bro? It shows. So he's sitting with a QB spy, 3-down lineman blitzing. I just end up rolling out, having a guy come back to the ball and make a play. And then he goes into a all-out blitz. Reason why I can tell is because once he makes an audible, the safety goes and plays a slot receiver on the right, and everybody's pressed. I just do a simple halfback direct because got numbers on this side, left guard with chip block, and then makes a block on the linebacker. I mean, that's realistically what you want to see. I know it kind of made it look kind of ugly and shifty, but it's a video game. So once again, 5 wide. What does he do? Throws it short in double coverage. And I manned up the slot receiver on the left because I knew who he's going to go to. And then I had a hook zone on top of that to make a play. That's another user mistake read. Because he's so paranoid with the blitz, he's forcing these quick passes, and that's why he's throwing picks. And then right here, look, this is where his mic's cut on. So you guys look in top right corner, his mic kind of shows that he's talking. Now, before this play happens, I told him to block his running back and ID the left linebacker on this play. And of course, he went and made the adjustment. Watch how his running back picks up this block. Well, he didn't pick it up here. Oh, that's right. My fault. So right here is where I baited him to throw in the tight end. So I brought down my safety because I knew he's going to try to do verticals. And because of that, he has to lob it. So the pass was underthrown and I was able to get a pick. Once again, I'm doing this live, so I'm trying to remember the plays back to back. So I believe he does a play where he does block the running back, and I told him to ID the mic. So right here, it does 5 wide, no blocking adjustments, and I get a sack. I believe this is where he ends up telling the running back to block. So yeah, this is the play where he tells the running back to block. As you guys can see, he adjusts. And I told him to ID the right linebacker because that's the linebacker coming from the right to loop blitz. And look at the difference for the blocking. Look at the running back. He's coming over to pick up the block. I mean, it's that easy. You can also run against a loop blitz. It's very easy to get runs against the loop blitz defense. But backside, because he's running short routes, everything's just covered. So I swat the ball there. Again, he ends up doing it. I told him to basically block the same linebacker, ID the mic, block his running back, and look at the running back how he reacts to this. So he comes over and boom, picks up the blitzing linebacker. But he does throw another blind read. I end up picking him off. Like guys, this is so basic. It's so simple. Back on offense. Now, right here, he's still running 2-man under. Like I said, he was running this the entirety of the match. And I've done the post with circle and a Texas route by the running back because he's covering the middle of the field. I want him baited towards that deep middle so I can throw underneath to the running back. Boom. Easy. Then he backs him off. Now right here, this is how you can tell when they're shading coverage. Look at the DBs, how they react right here. Shades outside. They take a step to the outside. Boom. So he's going to play outside, and look. Post is wide open again. I know he's going to try to cover that, but he's too slow to get there with the person he has. I also can take off, but this is just easy yards. Down the middle, that's how you beat 2-man under. He's still running 2-man under. He shades underneath this time. Watch how the tight end is played. Watch how the defender comes down. So boom. And then because he didn't have a QB spy, he's using that lineman. I end up just taking off for an easy touchdown run. Back on defense, now that he has the adjustments down, look what he does. Blocks the running back again. And, well, he didn't block him. He had him on a delayed route. But even with a chip block like that, he can chip and release. He would still get time. But he didn't chip there. So right here, he ends up doing a little bit slide protection, ID in the mic again. Picks up the blitzing linebacker. But everything else is covered. I have a middle zone right here that just plays a drag route correctly. So also adjusting zone coverages to play certain routes for baiting purposes. It's kind of like lurking coverages I do when I make adjustments. But guys, it's that simple. I mean, people make it seem like as if I'm like doing something cheesy or anything difficult. It's not. I told you guys this before. I do the most basic, simple things. Just based off how you play, I dictate my game plan around how you play the game. So if you want to do no huddle hurry ups, trying to throw bombs, I'm a focus on playing deep. If you're going to throw short, I'm a focus on throwing short. And like I said, the blitz is there. I mean, it's still 4 down linemen. It's basically 4 people rushing. I can do the same thing with just a basic defense with 4 down linemen pressuring you, just as long as I put mismatches with certain players' abilities, and I can get pressure just from doing basic coverage like that instead of doing the loop blitz. It's nothing different. The loop blitz, like I said, is delayed blitz, and it's only done because people do not make simple, basic blocking adjustments. So imagine if EA made this more simulation, more realistic, with all the stunt calls and stunt plays for defensive linemen, and yet we have these passing adjustment mechanics that really nobody uses at all, and it showcases with this basic blitz. That's how trash a lot of competitive players are. So let me talk for a second before I end the video. This is the same thing that goes for ESG, where you have to cater to a lot of people individual players playing their roles. So if you don't tell like your running back to stay back and chip block before going out for a pass, then you're going to get sacked a lot. There's a lot of times where a lot of people was blitzing in the beta playtest, and that was happening just because a lot of people did not communicate with the other person to tell them what to do. That's another thing. When you're a quarterback, which I played most of, I pretty much direct a lot of people of who they need to pick up, who they need to block, what routes they need to do. I mean, you can pick a play and they can run the routes that's given, but if you see something different as a quarterback, which makes it so complicated playing that position, then you have to direct people to do different routes. So that's why another thing I say that ESG is really, really good at, and that's why team communication is going to be very big when that game releases. So hope this video gave you guys a little bit better insight to how just basic things like this can be blown out of proportion. Like I said, usually I don't talk about matches, but when people are arguing and I'm trying to help them out, it's like, bro, there's no point in me talking to you because you don't even listen to why you're so angry about the things that you're messing up on. So I kind of just stop on doing it. I wish I had the voice recording for my opponent because the stuff that he was saying was so ridiculous, and he just sounded so stupid. But that's how it is when it comes to these type of things, especially when you're playing Madden or college football. I know this was a long video, but I had to stress this to get this out to you guys. Hope you guys enjoyed this breakdown video. Like I said, this was kind of live, so bear with me on these live breakdowns. Most of these recordings is like from a couple of days ago, and you know, trying to remember certain videos or certain matches, it takes me a while to get through, and then also I'm not really editing my commentary, so yeah, just bear with me on the videos. But anyways, this weekend is the official start for the PlayStation 5 beta, so I will be probably out till Monday, depending on how long the beta goes. Um, I will be playing the ESG beta on PS5. So once again, if you guys haven't joined my Discord, which is probably the best way for you guys to communicate with me, I recommend you guys do so. The link is down below in the description. I do have a bunch of people that joined so far and ask questions. I'm able to help you guys better there. Also, I've been helping out some of you guys with your gameplay to get better at the game itself for college football. Some of you guys are decently good. But feel free if you guys want to practice with me, just have friendly labbing matches. I'm willing to do so. That's why I made the Discord for you guys to better interact with me. So once again, check out the Discord link down below in the description. Come through, come chill, come chat, and yeah, I'll answer any of your guys' questions pertaining ESG as well and much more. Till next time, I'll see you guys later, and I'm out. Peace.